Well, hello. My name is Daddy-O, and I'm going to tell you why some Uber drivers will go out and rent a vehicle to go do Ubering in and still not make it work. Why do they fail? Let's talk about that. And I'm going to talk about a comment that I got that got me motivated to do this video. So if you're new to Uber or you're considering doing an Uber rental, all right, to go out and make money, let me talk about something here that you may want to pay attention to so that you don't fall into this little trap that it seems like some drivers mentally fall into when they go and rent a vehicle, what they think that's going to happen for them. Let's talk about this a little bit. Now, I'm going to read the comment. Now, again, when I read comments on here, people will comment, and sometimes it's not put it into sentence form. It's just typed out, a comment, all right? And sometimes I have to kind of look at it and make sure what it's trying to say as I read it. So I'm going to go slow with it, but we're going to talk about this comment on why some drivers that will go out and rent a vehicle and not make it work, all right? And I'm going to tell you, let's talk about it first. Here we go. And I'm not sure let me think about this, if I'm going to give the commenter's name on this one or not, okay? The last couple of weeks have been as disgusting. I am paying $350 a week for an electric vehicle, but Uber continues to pay obscene amounts. Driving over half an hour and paying $8 to $10. I work for a couple of other companies part-time and had to use my last pay to pay for my electric vehicle because I didn't earn enough because of the crap wages Uber is paying dirtbags. All right. First thing that popped out in that one to me, okay, is what some drivers, and I've told you, don't fall into this, okay? You'll go rent an electric vehicle, all right, to go do your Ubering in. That's a nice vehicle sitting over in my yard, all right? And continue to do the same old crappy things you've been doing before you got the electric vehicle, all right? You're still running Uber the same way you did. You go out when you want to. You do a little bit, you're working 2 part-time jobs, all right? That's not the way to do an electric, all right? If you've got other things going on and you can't focus on making that electric pay for itself, you don't need to have an electric. Go do something else. Go do those 2 part-time jobs. Uber's not for you with the electric, and it's not for you basically for anything other than making a little side change. That's what Uber has become, and that's the way a lot of people will work Uber. It's been side money for them for years. They get up and they go out and they make that little $40, $50, $60, $70 a day. And that's it. They got grocery money. They can put a little bit towards their bills. That's Ubering for them, okay? That's not the people that want to go out and do an electric rental, okay? Because you're just part-time in Uber, all right? That's a part-time gig, all right? There are people out here like myself and others that have commented on this channel that work Uber as Uber. We take it somewhere. We work it as a full-time gig. And I've talked about this before. When you're renting a vehicle, you're opening a business. All right? You're the owner of a business now. This vehicle that you're renting to do Uber in has become your business. This is your business platform. You get up every day, you go out and you go to your work, you go climb in your office, and you go to work. Now, it's up to you to figure out how you can make money at that. All right? There's all kind of ways to make money with Uber, but you got to push this rental. This is your business. You keep it, we've talked about this before. You keep it clean, you keep it smelling good. I've done videos about this. If you haven't seen those, there's videos on here telling you how to take the rental and turn it into your business. All right? This is how you operate. This is something you go out and get into every day. You push the old button up there and you start working. You go to work. I don't worry about a side gig. I don't worry about having to report to somewhere else to make money part of the day or to try to make money to make up for what I'm not making. I'm going to push this baby. This is my job. This is where I go to work at, okay? So yeah, if you're just going out a few days a week or whatever and you got a rental and you're renting it weekly, nah, this might not be for you. This is not the right job for you, okay? You go rent a vehicle and you go through, there are people out here that are having a hard time getting in a vehicle, much less electric. So if you're just sitting it in the yard and not really making an effort out of it, go turn that bad boy in and let someone else have it and go make some money, all right? There are people out here looking for them things, all right? So no, you can't take an electric and just park it in the yard a few days a week and everyone who drives by, they think you got a new car. I don't know how you're approaching it, but there are people that do that. They think that they can just rent the vehicle and it's going to be an easy street. The money's just going to come rolling in. No, there's certain little things you do along that way. You don't do Uber when you get the electric the same way you did Uber when you were doing your personal car. All right? There's a different game to be played. Mic check. There's a different game to be played, all right? And people that go out here and make the effort, look at the comments on these videos. There are people out here that comment. If you're out here and you got an electric and you're making it work, leave us a comment. Tell these guys out here that it works, all right? If you're having problems, leave comments also. I'm not discouraging that at all, believe me. Either way, if you've got a rental and you're doing an electric rental, comment on here. Let's talk about this a little bit, okay? But are you working it as a full-time gig? How many days a week if you're renting by the week, how many days a week do you go out and work? Do you find yourself working more? All right, as soon as I stepped in the rental, because I don't worry about mileage and I don't worry about maintenance and I don't worry about this and I don't worry about that, I found that I was doing more. It encouraged me to run that rental, all right? It was better than putting all those mileage on my personal vehicles that I was ragging out. I've told stories about that on here before, you know. It's better than putting all the miles on your other vehicle, but it's a different game. Bottom line, it's a different game once you step into the rental. And then when you step into the electric rental, don't just think it's easy streak now. You go out now, you can work that thing, all right? Just keep it charged up. Make sure the tires are good. You've got good wiper blades. That's all you really got. And keep it clean. Keep it smelling good. There are the other videos that talk about that on here. That's not what this one's about today. This was just to talk about people going out and renting an electric vehicle and thinking that it's easy street now. Here we go. I'm going to make all this money. Yeah, you can. If you're working it right. If you play in the little side stuff. And I comment on here sometimes, and I didn't make a comment back to the individual that said in that comment. It's the extras you're working for. We're not out here. Now, I've said this in so many videos before. We're not out here. I'm not out here just to make Uber money. If I was just out here making Uber money, I wouldn't be doing Uber. You know, if I was out here like a lot of people do, just happy with whatever Uber's giving them on that fare. They try to stack up all those fares all day long, and that's what they've made for the day, and that's their day. I wouldn't be doing Uber. If I had to do Uber that way where I was just depending on the fares every day for my income, I wouldn't be doing Uber. No freaking way. Daddy-O would have been long gone out of this business, all right? I would have been back driving limos or something. I wouldn't be doing it. The thing about Uber, though, is it's a great hustle. It's a great hustle, and it opens the doors for other stuff, all right? For other stuff. That's where I'm going to leave that one at for the other stuff, all right? But look, it's not hard to do Uber. Just work it. Just go out and work it. You know, I had someone the other day, and I got another comment, and I get this from time to time, that I talk about a lot of things on here, but I never prove my money. I never show my money. You know, I got that comment the other day and I was like, okay, how could I do that? I mean, I make so much side money. I can show Uber money. That don't mean squat. All right. It's the side money. It's the extra money. It's the money that people lay down. You know, I read a comment the other day from a young person that was working and had already this year made 3 $100 tips. Doing the little extras that I've talked about, all right? That's the side money. That's the money you're working for. You're working for them people to appreciate what you've done and what you've given them on a nice ride, clean ride, good smelling ride. There's a game to be played. I'm gonna let you go. I could sit here and talk about the game, but I don't have to. There are videos on here that talks about the game. All right. Enjoy. Thumbs up. Thumbs up's a good one here. Ring the bell. Do all that kind of stuff. Subscribe. Thank you guys that have been subscribing. Daddy-O out for the day. I got to go back to work because I've noticed on my Rider app today, there's only, again, 3 of us out here today. So I'm going to make some money today. Have a good one, guys. Bye.